All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Seattle Seahawks here in tonight's video, like 12 hours from the time of this recording. Actually, I'm Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, it's late, but tomorrow the Seattle Seahawks are taking on the New York Giants, and it is going to be, in my opinion, an absolute domination victory. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and start making statements on how football games are going to go, but the point still is, I don't care that the Seahawks lost this past Monday. And I just genuinely think, like, as Seahawks fans, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. The last couple of seasons, Seattle versus Detroit, whether you're in Seattle, whether you're in Detroit, really doesn't matter. It's a shootout. I mean, it's an absolute shootout. And so I understand some Seahawks fans, having some type of concern with the defense. But at the end of the day, man, you're missing like 6 defensive starters. I wouldn't look too much into the nitty-gritty, especially considering you have a brand new head coach. Like, you're 4 games into the season with a brand new head coach. It's Mike McDonald. He's a defensive guru, or so we've been told, so we've been seen. And I fully think he is a defensive guru, and I think the first 3 weeks of the season demonstrated that. But like, I don't know if it's like the Twitter era, or if it's just like the social media era, whether it's Twitter or YouTube, Instagram, whatever, or just like talking shows every day. Like, to me, when you're playing like a borderline top 2 team in the NFC, and you're missing like most of your defensive starters, but even just in general, you're playing like a top 2 team in the NFC, I don't really care that you lost 42-29. Like, it just, if you watched the game, I really, and I'm a Packers fan, I don't have like a solidified belief for why I should be worried about the Seattle Seahawks team. This is going to be more of a rant, riff, and ramble video for you guys. I hope you enjoy. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post like 2 to 4 Seahawks videos every single week. Seahawks fans, I love you guys so much. Seriously, you always show up to these Seahawks videos. If we try and get this video to 100 likes, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. One thing that was just like, and I talked about this in our Seahawks video from the other day, watch this game. I have a huge Lions fan base, and I have a huge Seahawks fan base. These are like 2 of the first teams I started making consistent videos in the NFL when I started doing this about 2 years ago. And I really love both fan bases, even as a Packers fan, like especially the Lions, in regards to what I just said. The Seahawks, to me, all you have to do is look at the depth chart. You're 3-1. The Seattle Seahawks are 3-1, and they're number 1 in the NFC West. And you look at the depth chart offensively and defensively, and you're like, oh my God, on paper, this is a crazy talented, good football team. But Seahawks fans maybe have some level of, hesitation, just, no more Pete Carroll, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new head coach, Geno Smith, only been the starting quarterback for Seattle for a little over 2 years now. I understand, like, not wanting to jump the gun. But to me, I've just loved football for so long. I get maybe there were some defensive miscues Monday night, but to me, you look at even like the Kansas City Chiefs, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions. I can count off one hand, my left hand right here. I can count off 5 bad football games in the regular season from the Kansas City Chiefs. So I just feel like in today's internet social media era, that people really overreact to losses, whether they're good losses or they're bad losses. But I would definitely view Monday night's game as a good loss. Geno Smith, 395 yards. Probably the best game he's had as the Seattle Seahawks, which is, ironic because they lost. He did drop back 62 times compared to only 14 carries between the 2 running backs who guys deployed. Ryan Grubb had this quote to say after the game: Geno's playing at a really, really high level. I've said it quite a while now. Geno is an elite quarterback, and it's showing up. I'm not, one to like say like, oh, here's a hot take. Geno's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Oh, here's a hot take. Geno's a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL. All I know about Geno Smith is he's not going to lose you football games. And if we factor this equation in with the defense and the offensive talent, offensive line, running back room, wide receiver room, you name it, there's no way, shape, or form Seattle is not a 10-win team. I don't care that it's a rookie head coach. Like, this is a really, really talented football team. So I was reading an article from Michael Sean Duger, and it kind of has become a thing every Saturday night. We sit here live on the mic because I live here in Tampa, Florida, and it's, 11 p.m. at the time of this recording, but obviously in Seattle it's much earlier. So it's kind of become a thing that we, breeze through a Michael Sean Duger athletic article and just kind of run through it. But one thing he pointed out in his article from a couple of days ago was, how good these offensive studs truly have been playing. Like, DK Metcalf has over 100 yards receiving in each of his last 3 games. He's entered week 5, and I get it, week 5 technically began on Thursday night. He entered week 5 ranked 3rd in receiving yards with 366. He's one of 4 players with multiple receiving touchdowns of at least 50 yards. And you're also going up against cornerback number 1 every single week. So it is important to note, in my opinion, who you're going up against. Kenneth Walker, it's Geno, DK, and Kenneth. Like, these are absolute studs. And obviously, Charbonnet, Tyler Lockett, JSN, like, these are also studs. But Kenneth Walker has 183 rushing yards on 5.7 yards per carry. Also has 4 rushing touchdowns, but as you guys know, he's played 2 football games. He's 6th in rush EPA amongst all running backs with at least 30 attempts. He leads the league in explosive run rate and can make something out of nothing, like we have seen the entire season. But the issue with the Seattle Seahawks had nothing to do with talent for the last 2 seasons, mainly more so last year as opposed to, what would it be, 2022, 2 years ago. Kenneth Walker is a dog. And I think Zach Charbonnet is a perfect complementary backup running back for Kenneth Walker. But the running statistics for the Seattle Seahawks in the last 2 seasons have been dreadful. But as I'm sure a lot of Seahawks fans are watching this video right now, you watch Kenneth Walker play football, there is no reason you should be a bottom 5 running team the last 2 seasons combined. So Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, and obviously, as always, shout out to JSN, shout out to Geno, shout out to this offensive line, this depleted offensive line. Everybody's doing their job. And I did actually have a whole thing planned for the cornerback room and the defensive room in general, but we'll save that maybe for this upcoming week once you guys take down the New York Giants. Offensive efficiency, to me, has been the issue with Shane Waldron and the Seattle Seahawks for the last 2 years. With Ryan Grubb, that's just not the case. I don't care if you're playing a rookie Bo Nix. I don't care if you're playing Miami or New England or Detroit. I don't care. At the end of the day, you're 3-1 and you're leading the NFC West. And it's your division to lose, even if we're 4 games into the season. And I feel really good considering what we've seen from the first month of the season, good and bad from the Seattle Seahawks, to think this team is extremely legit. That's all I have for tonight's Rant and Ramble. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and we will see you hopefully one day from now with a victory recap video. Give me a score prediction for tomorrow's game against the Giants down below. Peace.